In this lesson, we are going to learn how to merge multiple segments of a survey by common columns. In the third module of this crash course, we are going to use data from the American Time Use Survey. This is a survey that's conducted annually by the United States Bureau of Labor Statistics, and this is the web page of the survey, and here you can download the yearly survey data files. For this lesson, I'm going to use this American Time Use Survey 2022 microdata files. So I just click on it. Next, I can see that there are these data dictionaries here and also the data files. I'm going to use two segments of this survey that was conducted in 2022. So here I'm going to use this respondent file and also the activity file. So these two separate segments of this survey, and we're going to merge them by the common column, and then we're going to work with the merged or the combined data set. So first, let's right click on this and then click open link in new tab. This is going to download this file. This will be under a zipped folder. Next, I'm going to do the same with this activity file. So both of them have been downloaded in my downloads folder. So this is the activity file zipped folder. So if I double click on this, then there is this DAT file instead of a CSV file, but that's fine. We can deal with it the same way that we deal with CSV files. I'm just going to right click on this, click copy, and then bring this to this folder that I created, ATUS data analysis, and I'm just going to paste this one here. I'm going to do the same with the other ATUS file, which is this ATUS resp underscore 2022. So I'm just going to right click on this, then click copy and then paste it here. So I have both data files in the location where my R code has already been saved. So I'm going to my RStudio. I'm going to set my working directory just as before. So I'm going to click session, set working directory to source file location, and then I'm going to copy this, paste it here, so that next time I run this code, I don't have to click session, set working directory to source file location. So I can just run this code as it is. Next, I'm going to load the two packages that I need to analyze data. So first one is going to be library dplyr, and we'll also be using the ggplot2 package to analyze one of the continuous variables in this survey. Okay, so then I can select this, click run. This will load both packages in my R environment. Next, I'm going to import the two data files. So I'm going to use the read.csv function, and inside that, just as before, I have to type the name of the dataset. So let's begin with this activity dataset. I'm just going to copy the name of it, and then I have to put .dat, and of course I have to give it a name. So let's call this act, and then put our assignment operator, and then I'll have this another file. I'm calling it resp, then using the read.csv function again, and just as before, I'm going to copy the name of this DAT file, and then I'm just gonna paste it here and then put .dat at the end. Next, I can just select these two lines and click run. This should import the two data frames. So I can click on this act data frame. So this is how it looks. I can also click on this resp data frame. This is how it looks. So it looks like in these two segments of this ATUS 2022 survey, there is this one variable called TU case ID, which is common, but the other variables are different. So we are going to merge the two based on this TU case ID column or TU case ID variable. But before that, what I want to do is understand these two data sets a little bit more. So it looks like these case IDs have been presented in scientific notations. We want to convert them into standard form. So to do that, I'm going to use this options function, and inside that I'm going to type sci_pen equals 999. Select this, click run, and then I'll have to close these two data frames from here and click them again, and then you can see that the scientific notations have been converted into standard form, and now I can make better sense of this data frame. So for example, in this respondent file, each row refers to one unique respondent. So this respondent's ID, let's say this is 0017, and then we have some information of them, and we can look at the data dictionary to get a better sense of what these variables or what these columns refer to. But then the next row, this is for another respondent. So this respondent's ID is 0500, and then 0504, this would be another person, and so on and so forth. On the contrary, in this activity file, we can observe that the first 14 rows refer to the same respondent. So this is 0017, that same person, and that person is conducting different activities throughout the day. So these are the activity numbers. Again, we can get a better sense of what this means using the data dictionary. And for each of these activities conducted by the same person, we have more information on these activities. So our plan would be to combine these two data frames and create an overall data frame that we'll be using. So let's do that. Let's call our combined dataset data, then use the assignment operator, then use the merge function. Next, put the name of the first data frame. It could be in any order, but let's put resp first, then act. Then we'll be using by equals tu case id. I hope I got it correctly. Looks like I did. Tu case id. Then I can just select this and click run, and there you go. We have our overall or the merged data set. It has all the variables of the two datasets based on which it has been created, and of course it has the common column, which is the tu case id. Now what if you had multiple columns that were common across these two data frames? In that case, you would have used C, and inside the parenthesis you would have used this comma, and then inside these quotations you would have typed the name of each of those common columns. So something like X, something like Y, and then you would have selected this and clicked run. But of course in this case we have only one common column, and that's why I can also run this code. So I can just select this, click run. This will result in the exactly same thing as we have here, but because in this case we only had one common column, we didn't need that C function in this particular context.